Hello everyone, Jet Rose here. I am coming to you with a message that has been brought to my attention. I have been doing a lot of slowing down and taking everything as things come in, especially in this last month with everything that has been happening with planets, with numbers, with portals opening up with the winter solstice, and all of this. So the slowing down, winter solstice is about that time that we go in, we slow down, and we start looking at things a little bit more, and then we come out and we come back into this longer days start getting longer, and we start going into this beautiful new sun and the sun that is coming. And so this time of the year is where we just look at things a little bit more deeper, slowing down and looking at things on a little more deeper level or a deeper aspect. Now, things that have been brought to my attention from Great Spirit, Creator, the universe, and the ancestors is a significant part of our walk and path, our journey that we are walking here. So this was brought to my message came up was back in December, the winter solstice back of December of 2020. So December 21st, 2020 was a very, very significant winter solstice that year. Everything has been like, I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't look back at your past. You can't look back at the past for this. Especially in yourself, people say, oh, what's in the past is the past, and just, keep moving forward. Yes, that is true. There are things that we have experienced or you've gone through or whatever. And yes, you that was the past, and that was your past, but it's still a part of your journey. It's still part of your life and stuff, right? But it's good to look back at things that happened to you in the past. It's good to look at things that have brought you to this now moment, that you have healed from, because we are on this journey, this path of healing, right? Everyone is that have chosen to do the work and to go in and do that healing work, and go in and do the shadow work and all of that. The shadow work, right? The going in and looking at certain things that happened in your life, of trauma, of all this stuff, right? But not only just within yourself, but also within everything else, like your family and your friends, and it goes to a whole bigger experience, right? So looking at that, and I've said this many times in many messages that I have brought forth, and that time, right? Really, in all reality, there is no time. Time is just an illusion that we have brought upon ourselves, right? But time does not really exist, because there is no time. And so man made a clock and brought forth time to just keep us on this little clock of, oh my gosh, we've not made it to this point, or we've not made it here yet because we're running late, or whatever the case is, right? But time is an illusion. We are living on multi-dimensions. We live not just only here in this now present moment, but we live also on many timelines. We live the past timeline. We live and heal for the past timeline. We heal this present timeline. We're healing our future timeline. We're healing all timelines all at once in one time, one now moment, which is now. But we're also realizing, when you realize this, you heal what you have lived through in the past, now, and in past lives, and heal those past timelines. Once we realize those past timelines and we heal those past timelines, we're not only bringing it forth, healing it in this moment, but then we're bringing it forth and healing it for our next generation, our 7 generations, right? So this illusion of time, there is no time, but it is a man-made thing. But it keeps you it keeps us on a little flow, right? It keeps you flowing and day to day. But if you want to look at the real true time of the stars and the moon and the sun and all of that, now we start going into what is time, right? So looking back at aspects and significant things that happened throughout all of history, throughout all of time as they say in quotation marks, through all of time. But so the winter solstice of December 21st, 2020 brought forth a significant conjunction of planets. Now, maybe some of you remember this, maybe some of you don't, but it's a very significant point on through what we can change. This is about the change, right? So the recirculating of, they want to say time, right? The recirculating of history. So we don't want to keep always living all of that, right? We don't want to keep making that circle of repeating, right? We have to break and glitch it and make it into a spiral. So some have made it into a spiral. Spiral is you just continuously are in a spiral and you come back to something, you relook at it, but then you heal it and you continue going. Where in a circle, we keep repeating everything and it doesn't end. That cycle just keeps going and going and going. In a spiral, the spiral, it keeps moving, it keeps evolving, it keeps changing. It changes as we walk that spiral. We'll come back to see, and we'll see something, but if we've healed, right? If we've healed that, and we come back to it, and we see it, and we pass by it again, we are in a different perspective, we are in a different level, and so as we come by and we see that, and we're going by it in the spiral, then we can look at it and say, yes, this is where I was, or this is where I've been. This is where I was, or this is where I've been in past lives. And this is how far I've come. I have healed that. And then we continue on, and we can continue healing. And we continue healing. And it's a spiral. It's a spiral. And it's the numerology of our makeup, right? So in a circle, circles are very sacred. Okay, I'm not going to take away from the circle. The circle is very sacred. But the circle means something in different things, right? So we have the circle, which is very sacred. We need that sacred circle. We need the sacred circle because we sit in the circle and the circle is complete and whole. So that completes everyone. So we have a circle, and that circle is complete and whole, and we sit in the circle. We share very many sacred things in the circle. Everything is in a circle. Everything evolves in a circle. But if you look at the circle of life, right, we have a circle of life. But then there's this circle of repeating patterns. Okay, and so the circle of repeating patterns is what needs to be broke. We don't want to break a circle of sacredness. We don't want to break the circle of life. We don't want to break that circle. But there's another circle that you have to look at, and that circle is those repeating patterns, because they come around, right? And they come around, and then they come around. And if you continuously just walking in that circle, continuously repeating that path, then you don't get anywhere. You don't evolve. But in the spiral, it is a circle. It moves in a circle, but it is moving in a circle going up. And I look at it this way. So when an eagle soars, or a hawk soars, or any bird that soars, right? They soar in a circle, okay? But then they rise. And they're rising in a circle, and they're soaring in a circle. The circle is not broken, but it's a spiral going up. And where they do that is in, I call, a vortex of wind, but it's also known as a term of the kettle. So there's these spots and it's called the kettle. And that eagle or that bird gets into the kettle and they soar. And they soar in a circle, but yet it's a spiral moving up. So as that spiral moves up, they go higher and higher. And as they go higher and higher, they can see so much more. They see from that higher perspective, right? So instead of continuously soaring in a circle here and not going anywhere, they're soaring in a circle, but they're going up in a spiral. So as that goes up in a spiral, they are now able to see even further. They're even to see higher from that higher perspective. So circles, spirals, they all coincide, but it's that continuous cycle of one circle and the repeating of a history that when you realize it as you're circling and going up and seeing from higher perspective, what needs to be healed, what needs to be mended, what needs to be brought forth to not repeat certain cycles of destruction or certain cycles of hurt or certain cycles of trauma. So watching that soaring, watching the healing as you go higher. So going back to the summer or to the winter solstice of December 21st, 2020, there was a grand trine conjunction. Well, no, sorry. It was a grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. The grand trine conjunction, so where I'm going is back to 1987. 1987, August, it would have been August 16th, 17th of 1987, known as the Harmonic Convergence. So the Harmonic Convergence is this grand trine that they called it. And the Harmonic Convergence came about, the name of the Harmonic Convergence was actually a meditation, a worldwide meditation that with this grand trine of the planets that was happening, the alignment of these planets, they then said that in this grand trine of these planets, this will open up like a portal, a gateway, to do a meditation called the Harmonic Convergence, which would then, with a worldwide meditation, would open up and awaken those to be able to bring forth peace, balance, and harmony, to get away from that cycle of war and the imbalance. So this meditation was done in 1987, the Harmonic Convergence. Now, as I say, in the universe there is no time, right? So what we put out there, what we intend today, may not happen for many, many years down the road, okay? So the whole meditation of 1987 was the start of that whole trickle effect of awakening. The awakening of the ones that have come here. The awakening of the next wave. The awakening of those that are coming into this age of Aquarius. So in the 2020 winter solstice, there was the grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. And the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn is very significant to the fact that in 2020, it aligned so close, the conjunction was so close, that it made a bright, that we could see it. We could see that conjunction, we could see it, and it made this beautiful, beautiful bright light, which they called, at the time that this would have happened, before, would have been at the time of, they said, the Star of Bethlehem. So the 2020 winter solstice, with that conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, made that star, that beautiful bright light, which they call the Star of Bethlehem. But that conjunction was very significant because that conjunction, with those two planets coming into alignment, it only happens every 20 years for Jupiter and Saturn to do this alignment. They come in alignment in every 20 years. But for them to come so close that they come so close that it forms this bright, bright, bright light that you can see here on Earth, that only happens one in every 800 or so years. So, even though the grand conjunction is every 20 some years for Jupiter and Saturn, for it to make that close connection and for it to make that beautiful bright light, that happens only every like 800 or so years. So the last time that had happened for that grand conjunction, for everyone to see it here on Earth, was March 4th of the year 1226. That put it back into the Middle Ages. So that was when that conjunction was visible here on Earth. There was a conjunction in 1623, but it was so close to the sun that we couldn't see it. No one here on Earth could see it. So that is a very significant thing. It happened in 2020. And it happened at the winter solstice, because the one in 1226 happened on March 4th. So they don't always happen, the winter solstice or whatever. So the one in 2020 was significant. It happened at the winter solstice. It was so bright, it was called the Star of Bethlehem, which they feel that is what happened way back, if you follow the Bible, about Jesus and all of that. That they feel that was the Star of Bethlehem. It was the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. So with Saturn and Jupiter conjuncting on the winter solstice in 2020, so it would look like a double planet is what happened. But it made this bright, bright light. And I know because I have pictures. I know people who have pictures. And the reason why that this is coming forth is because those memories, so here we go, those memories came up. Those memories, those pictures that were taken of that came up. And it came up this year. Coincidence? No. It is the universe and the Great Spirit and the ancestors that are coming forth to bring forth these messages of, it is looking at the stars. It is star knowledge. It is the planets that we look at. Not the time on the clock. It is the planets and the system of the stars. We navigate with the stars and the planets. We navigate and we go through this cycle of the stars, the planets. Things happen only many, many years apart. 800 years ago, that was able to be seen here on Earth. And then it happened in 2020. So the next conjunction with these planets is, and that they're going to be so close that it's going to make this bright light again, is not going to happen until early March 15th of 2080. So 2080, that they'll be so close that it's going to make that bright light star again. They are going to do another conjunction on November 4th of 2040, but they're not going to be so close together. So when they did the conjunction in 2020, they were only 1/5 the diameter of a full moon, or it was 0.1 degrees of an occurrence that we haven't seen since the Middle Ages. So they were only 1/5 of the diameter of a full moon. That is why they look like a double planet. And then when they came and they were in alignment, they made this beautiful bright star, like this bright light, white light. And it looked like the most beautiful bright white light star ever, the Star of Bethlehem. So this is 2020. Then I talked about the harmonic convergence, right? So the harmonic convergence was that meditation that was done with this. It was August 16th of 1987 when this harmonic convergence, that they were doing this meditation worldwide for peace, but it was also in alignment to the grand conjunctions of the grand trine of the planets. Now, that only happened, the grand trines of the harmonic convergence was, so it happened about August 24th of 1987. The meditation was done around August 16th, 17th of 1987. But the conjunctions of the planets was the Sun, the Moon, Mars, and Venus were in exact alignment astrologically, called a conjunction at the first degree of Virgo in tropical astrology. Mercury was in the fourth degree of Virgo, which most astrologers count as part of the same conjunction, being within the orb of influence. Jupiter was in Aries, and Saturn and Uranus in Sagittarius, completing the grand trine. However, some believe that this is an Earth grand trine with Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, Mercury in the initial degrees of Virgo, Neptune of 5 degrees of Capricorn, and Jupiter in the last degree of Aries. On the cusp of Taurus, Uranus and especially Saturn are on the edge of the trine. That is a grand trine. So with this harmonic convergence, with that meditation, that opened up for the awakening of 2012. Because what they respected as this, going with the timing, with the Mayan calendar, it goes to the December 12th of 2012. So 12, 12, 12. So we're going into that 12, 12, 12 awakening period. The awakening of 12, 12, 12. So in 12, 12 in December 12th of 2012, the Mayan calendar, and also the awakening that was brought forth from the harmonic convergence, the grand trine, brought forth the awakening in 2012. The awakening of all of those that were to come into this next level. So as that was coming in, awakening for all of that, the harmonic convergence, so this goes into the age of Aquarius, the golden age of Aquarius. And I spoke about this in this last video I did not long ago, when the video that I did in 2020, on November 19th, 2020, and the buffalo came up, and it was white buffalo calf woman that they were talking about. Now, this is very significant because here in 2020, on the winter solstice, we had the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter making the star of Bethlehem. November 19th of 2020, I had the buffalo come out, white buffalo calf woman, that was before the winter solstice star of Bethlehem. Then we also, in that time of 2012, is when that grand trine of the planets and all of that happened. We had the golden age, the Aquarius. So all of this was going into Aquarius. All of this is going into this new age, this golden age. So this new age, this golden age that is coming up, right? We walking this path because we are here to change out of this cycle, out of this circle, out of this repetitive, always about war and greed and money. Okay, so we're here to stop that circle of cycle. Okay, to break that circle of cycle, to bring in this balance, to bring in this harmony, to move up in the spiral. Okay, so we move up in the spiral to go to this balance, to get away from what has been and to move up into something new. It is that new, that opening up, the new age, the new golden age, the walking this path and uniting. It is the uniting of all, the uniting of the tribes. So also I want to point out is that numerology plays a big part in everything. So March 4th, year 1226. Also to point out that when this grand conjunction happens with Jupiter and Saturn, it has always been in water sign. But the one that happened on December 21st, 2020, that conjunction was in Aquarius, an air sign. It moved from water to air, and then these other conjunctions that all happened and that will be happening will be in a water sign. Jupiter is the ruling sign of Sagittarius and Cancer, and Saturn is also the ruler of Capricorn. So Capricorn and Sagittarius a fire sign, Capricorn is a earth sign. So we have fire and earth, but also Capricorn is half goat and half fish. So here we still play with earth and water. Water is very significant in moving this. Water and air move, and fire burns the way. Fire is that passion, and that fire burns the path to bring forth a new path, to bring it forth. The air comes in, it fuels and blows that fire to make it even hotter, to bring this passion, to burn that path and to open this up. And water comes in, and as water is life. Water is giving. Water is the life giver. Water is the flow of all of that. So bringing in this understanding of this planetary conjunctions and the planetary grand trines. So with this conjunction in this grand trine, excuse me, being the next one is going to be March 15th of 2080. In my last video, I was talking about how the age of Aquarius, now that Pluto has entered into Aquarius, Pluto went into the sign of Aquarius. So when the 2012 and the 2020 2012 awakening happened, and the Mayan calendar with the harmonic convergence and stuff, all of that was following this new age, this golden age, the age of Aquarius. November 19th of 2020, when I did the reading and the buffalo card came out and white buffalo calf woman was talking, Pluto had just went into that day, went into this to the sign of Aquarius. Now I mentioned in the last video that Pluto changes signs, is one of the slowest planets that changes signs, and it doesn't change signs but every 11 to 32 years. So Pluto is going to be in that sign of Aquarius for 32 some years. So when Pluto went into Aquarius, it transited into Aquarius 2 or 3 times before it's now entered into the sign of Aquarius for its remaining little go. So Pluto went into Aquarius, the transit on March 23rd through June 11th of 2023. It went back into Capricorn. So here we're going into Capricorn. So this is where Capricorn, Jupiter, Saturn, this whole connection. There is this big connection, but it's been through time here. But this is a connection that is coming, that is rewriting this new age, this new path. And so it went back into Capricorn, then it went back into Aquarius, January 20th, 2024 through September 1st, 2024. We had that solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024. And now Pluto will remain in Aquarius until 2043. So this moving of these planets is very significant. And 2025 is going to be a big shift also again in these moving of planets that are slow movers. This is the time that we don't see these planets move, or this is a time that we don't see these planets move, these slow planets move, for long periods of time. We are seeing this now. We saw in 2020 the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn coming together, making that bright star, that bright light that hasn't been seen here on Earth for over about 800 some years, the Middle Ages. And before that, the time when they say that Christ was born, or Jesus, the Star of Bethlehem. So this is the time that is very significant. This month, December here, we've had our winter solstice, but we also have 2 new moons this month. 2 new moons. And the 2 new moons, so on December 1st, 2024, the new moon in Sagittarius happened. And then on December 15th, we had our full moon in Gemini. We had our 12/12 portal. We also had the 12/21 solar winter solstice. December 30th or 31st, we have the new moon, which is going to be in Capricorn. So, it's about balancing this out. We're balancing it out. And as I look at the signs that these have taken place in, this month, we have all 4 elements. All 4 elements. December 1st, new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is fire. December 15th, the full moon that was in Gemini. Gemini is air. We have the December 30th, 31st, new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is earth. We have fire, air, earth. But the sea goat is known as water and earth. Water and earth. So the sea goat, Capricorn, is earth, but it also started or is part of water. So we have air, earth, water, fire. All 4 in this month. The winter solstice, looking at numbers, we have the 12/12 portal and we have the 12/21 winter solstice. They are a reflection or a mirror of each other. 12/12, 12/21. They reflect and mirror each other. With the Gemini is that reflection. It's the dual. It's 2. The as above, so below. It is that coming together as above, so below with heaven and earth, bringing it all together. Bringing together those planetary alignments, bringing together those connections from the past, from the planetary connections from the past to this now moment. This now moment that as we move forward into the next year, we are making these alignments even more. And these planetary alignments, these significant happenings with the planets throughout this time that we've been here, is showing us what is coming, showing us what messages are coming. And so, as above, so below. It's balance and harmony. So we have 2 new moons this month. The second new moon, so when we have 2 full moons in a month, the second full moon is considered a blue moon. The second new moon in a month is considered the black moon. So when I'm looking at all these messages and I look at all of this, I'm looking at it from this higher perspective, from different perspectives. I go in and I look at everything, and I've been shown, and I've been on this path, walking this path. I've been shown to slow down, to look at everything as it comes. I could have jumped on the 12/12 portal and brought a message. I could have jumped on the full moon in Gemini and brought a message. I could have shown all of this. I could have brought a message in the winter solstice. But I kept I kept being told to slow down. There's a bigger message that is coming. And today was this day that I was looking at everything. Today in numerology, so numerology breaking things down. Today in numerology, today's date breaks down to a 2. Today is a 2 day. 2 is about that as above, so below. Today is that day about that balancing. So we balance that masculine and feminine energy, the divine masculine, divine feminine. We all hold divine masculine and divine feminine energy. We hold this divine masculine and divine feminine energy within us, each one of us. We are our own temple. We are that oneness with the Great Spirit. And we hold that within. As you look back at everything, as you heal things, you heal even more. And you're always going to be on this path of healing. There's never going to be a moment that there's not going to be something that you're going to have to not heal. And one of those things that you will always end up having some sort of healing or have to do a healing for is your heart. Because our heart, when you are in your heart, when you are with your heart, when you are going with your heart, when you are walking with your heart, when you're walking in the heart path, when you are walking the path with your heart will always be the one to take everything. And so you will always need to do a healing with your heart. So your heart is gonna be in that need of a little bit of healing. Depending on how deep of that healing may need to be. Depends on where you're at on your healing journey. Where you're at on that spiral. Depends on how much healing you need. Because we're all in layers. We have this body. But then we have a layer to us. Our aura. So each layer needs healing. And your heart, as a healer or whoever, as we're all healers. Every one of us is a healer. Just you have to tap into your healing. Tapping into your heart. Tapping into your knowing that you can heal. And so following and listening with your heart, you will need healing with your heart. And that is just something that will, you will heal always. It's always something that we will be healing as we walk our journey and walk our path. It just all depends on how deep of a healing, how much you go into, where you're at, and what level you're at as you soar, as you're soaring in that kettle and flying. So I was drawn to bring forth, looking at the harmonic convergence, looking at the solstice of December 21st, 2020, looking at that knowing of that opening up of the awakening of 2012, the 2012 awakening that a lot of people have gone through, that has happened. Excuse me. Because in 2012, a lot of people was awakening to their spiritual path, to their spiritual journey, and a lot of healing was happening. And water. You got to drink lots of water, especially as you continuously are flowing. And so that awakening in 2012. So that 2012 period started that the harmonic convergence started the awakening for the people of 2012. The healing process, the deep healing process. Coming into 2020 to the winter solstice with that beautiful conjunction. So looking at all of that all those messages brings me to a very wonderful, beautiful deck that I love. It is a beautiful tarot deck, and it is called the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. The Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. And I use it as a tarot deck, but I also use it as a oracle deck, because in the oracle deck part of it, it goes more in depth with the pictures. And so it is more to me about the pictures. The significance of the tarot part is significant, but to me it's the pictures and the message that's within the pictures that is coming out for this message. So going into that solstice time, going into this month of December of 2024, this new moon in Sagittarius, the Gemini full moon, the Gemini, the twins, that duality, the divine masculine, divine feminine, that looking at it both, the new moon at the end of the month here, that is in Capricorn. So we have 2 new moons this month. So 2 is a very significant number. Today is a 2 day. So 2 is being brought out. And so I was being led and drawn to certain cards, certain numbers, and certain messages. So coming into the 2, we have 2, the High Priestess. The High Priestess. The High Priestess is the one that sees in the above and sees below, the connection of the above and the below. If you look at the High Priestess, look at her. You see this web, the spider web here that is around her. It is that connection of the moon and earth. It is the connection, the veil between the conscious and the subconscious, going from that higher into the deeper, going into the higher perspective and looking at it from both perspectives, looking at it from the moon, the sun and the moon, looking at it through the veil and connecting, making the connections. That's what the spider web is making the connections. 2, the 2 is very significant, for 2 represents the balance. So looking at the number 2 and the High Priestess, looking at her card. So the High Priestess passes back and forth through the veil behind her, represented by the spider's web. The veil is the passage between the conscious and the unconscious realms. The High Priestess guards it well. The High Priestess helps us clarify our purpose and our potentials. And as you peel back the layers of your personal veil, you move deeper into your inner self, discovering your connection to the realm of spirit and soul memory. So as you look at this, the waxing moon above the dark pillar, the first aspect of the moon's continuous cycle, on her right represents the time for planting seeds, intentions, and ideas. And the full moon above the High Priestess represents the illumination, the harvest, the fullness of life, and the opened flower. The waning crescent moon in her life represents death, moving into rebirth, bringing lessons, awakening, and healing from the process of passing through all the phases of the cycling moon. The 2 pillars symbolize the dualities of the physical and spiritual life, masculine and feminine, and negative positive energies. The black pillar symbolizes understanding, the pillar of severity. The white pillar represents wisdom, the pillar of mercy, and the High Priestess represents the central pillar of mildness. The spider's web represents the veil between the conscious and the subconscious. It symbolizes creativity and all the possibilities in life. But also it is there to make us aware that we can get trapped in the veil if we pass through it without the proper knowledge and preparedness. The High Priestess holds a star in her hand, symbolizing her ability to access the Akashic records, universal knowledge. The star is her crown, symbolizes the 6th chakra. The 3rd eye is associated with the High Priestess, symbolizing great insight. Her dress is made up of a pattern of crosses, descent of spirit into matter and matter into spirit, and the balance of male and female energies, and the balance of 4 directions of spirit, emotions, mind, and body, and spiral of life and the universe and then its creative forces. Her dress flows into the pool of subconsciousness that reflects back one back to the self. In the pool, the blue color and the stars represent the deep knowledge and creativity that is constant in our universe. And the planet associated with the priestess is the moon, intuition, cycle, and mystery, as well as the third eyesight, the sixth chakra. The insight of what we need to be prepared for. Preparing for this path, preparing for what is coming. Seeing back, making the connections to move forward into the next new earth, into this next cycle, into this connection of the golden age. So knowing that we have that the high priestess with the number 2, with the trine, the harmonic convergence was a grand trine. Those planets was considered the grand trine. So 3 was brought into this mix of the numerology. The grand trine between all of the planets, the meditation to awaken in 2012. So the grand trine, the 3, represents the Empress. So if we look at the Empress in nature, look at the nature that is surrounding her. Look at the birds that surround her. Look at the trees that surround her. Look at that beautiful eagle above her with the star and the beautiful full moon behind her. The Empress represents Mother Nature. She represents the birth. Look at her in the middle there. She is here in the middle. We have, she's the heart. She represents the heart. She represents love. She represents that beautiful Mother Nature, the birthing of the new, the birthing of that next new earth, the birthing of unity, the birth of the unity, the birth of connecting the worlds together. She is creation. So the grand trine, that convergence, the meditation, that creation, the planting of that seed. The seed was planted to bring forth the awakening, the 2012 awakening. Then 2020, we had that beautiful star, the star that came in. Look at the star. We have the creation, the planting of the seeds, the planting and the birthing. The Empress is the great mother, the Mother Earth, the universal mother, the eternal mother. She is the goddess of love, beauty, abundance, and the creative power. The Empress is passionate and sensual. She births life. She is the feminine creator manifesting nature's magic in the physical world, combining love with wisdom. The Empress rules from the heart and is passion and desire. She symbolizes healing, love, creativity, and her number is 3. The number of conception, manifestation, and new beginnings. She is the combination of the magician, the masculine aspect, consciousness, and the action, and the high priestess, the feminine aspect, subconscious, emotions, and instinct. The combination brings together opposite into unison, balance, bringing forth new ideas and forms into the world, thus creation. The Empress's necklace contains the 9 planets of Earth's galaxy. The bottom symbol of the necklace is the planet Venus. Her crown is the 12-petaled lotus, and each petal has the heart of love and passion and is topped by a star representing combined wisdom of the 12 zodiac symbols. The roses in her hair and on her gown represent her passion for living life to the fullest in a balanced way, creating and exploring the imagination. She is pregnant with the spiraling energy of life and creativity, birthing them into the world. And she wears the Milky Way on her dress, symbolizing mother's milk to nourish the earth and all her creatures. The Empress is surrounded by the 5 birds. And birds are messengers of spirit. The eagle represents the messenger from the divine, connecting her to the light of the universe, carrying the power and wisdom of the spirit in the star. The deer represents her love, compassion, and gentleness, and the sleeping nature spirits and rabbits symbolize trust and security in their mother's world. The nature spirits are also dedicated to the balance and care of earth and her creatures, plants, and environment. The turtle is the mother symbol, and on her shell is the spiral of the triple goddess. The calla lilies and lotus are feminine beauty combined with strength, clarity, mind, and spirituality. The crescent moons represent the waxing and waning of the moon cycles and the self cycles. And the full moon symbolizes illumination. The wheat and the wheat field symbolize harvest of one's life, and the golden apples on the apple tree are of the gifts or harvest of full life. The pomegranate tree symbolizes fertility in all creations. Her astrological aspect is Venus, and the symbolizing of emotions, love, passion, imagination, and the arts and music. And the fifth chakra, which is speaking your truth, which is your throat, and it is associated with the Empress. It is the creativity, it is that birthing, the birthing of the new world, the birthing of this path, the birthing of and making the connections of the spider web, the connecting of all of it, the webs together, the connecting and birthing, creating and birthing. So creating and birthing the new earth, creating and birthing and connecting all of those signs. So then I was taken to the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Two of Wands. Because 3 and 2, the 3 grand trine, 2 is that above, so below, the balancing, the harmony. So we have the Three of Pentacles. Looking at the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth. Pentacles is earth. So looking at the Pentacles, we have 3 turtles representing Mother Turtle, Mother Earth, Turtle Island. The 3 turtles. We have the rainbow. We also have a nest with 3 eggs. So looking at this, we have the stars, we have the rainbow, we have the 3 turtles, we have a sun, we have a nest with 3 eggs, and we have this beautiful abundance. 3, the grand trine, the Three of Pentacles. The astrological sign is Venus in Capricorn, and it is with a super full moon. The Three of Pentacles brings the power of creativity to a higher level. It signals a time when you are channeling divine inspiration into your life's work. You are experiencing a creativity high point in your life where innovative ideas, aha moments emerge. The Three of Pentacles symbolizes the innovative, creative mind expanding energy into tangible forms, bringing advancement and fulfillment to the self and others. The images of the Three of Pentacles, the goddess of creation, wears the crown of the moon cycles. The sun, divine energy in the center, is overlapped in the full moon, illumination, bringing inspired vision through the heart and imagination. The 3 turtles symbolizes Mother Earth, the triple goddess, and the body, mind, and spirit. The goddess's turtle shell crest displays spirals of eternity and creation. The goddess focuses on 3 golden eggs in her nest. She is working with the energies of divine creativity, aligning the mind, body, and spirit, symbolized by the magical string of stars swirling around her and the nest. The star energy has activated her third eye, giving her deep insight and vision. The 3 golden eggs symbolize wishes, dreams, and ideas being nurtured and blessed. And the rainbow behind represents the bridge between heaven and earth, the unity of humanity. The unity of humanity, bringing in that divine, the bridge, the rainbow tribe. The whirling rainbow tribe, the rainbow prophecy, is being brought forth in the 3, the grand trine. And if you looking back at, so we have the nest with the 3 golden eggs, right? We have the Empress with the eagle and the star, bringing in the divine. So bringing in this nest, the 3 eggs, and the eagle. When an eagle builds its nest in a tree, they build their nest, they come to the nest, they build the nest, and the eagle will lay 2 to 3 eggs. Most of the time it will be 3 eggs that the eagle lays. So that eagle laying 3 eggs, the golden eggs of bringing in unity, the unity of humanity, bringing in the rainbow tribe, bringing in this wisdom and knowledge. So when we go to the 2, and I said that when I was looking at this month of December with the new moon in Sagittarius, fire, the full moon in Gemini, air. We have the new moon in Capricorn, earth, but the Capricorn is a sea goat, which represents water and earth. So we have air, earth, water, and fire, as above, so below. So bringing in the 2, as above, so below. So we bring in the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is earth, as above, so below. The balancing out this, balancing and bringing everything into balance. So as we are going into the next year, we're coming into this next year, bringing in more of a balance for all of us. The walking this red road, walking the path, walking in unity with the alignments, walking in unity with the numbers, walking in unity with knowing how this whole all plays out by looking at all of the messages, looking at all the connections in that spider web, looking at all connections in that beautiful web, the web that we have. So we have the 2 of Pentacles. We have 2 of Cups. So we have earth. We have water. We have 2 of Swords, which represents air. And then we have 2 of Wands, which represents fire. Air, earth, water, fire. Starting with the 2 of Pentacles. Looking at the 2 of Pentacles. As above, so below. The 2 represents the primal growth. The number 2 introduces balancing the dualities in yourself, projects, or relationships. It is the balancing of our new earth. It is the balancing of getting out of that cycle of destruction. It is this balancing, and it is bringing in this feminine and masculine aspect of the light and dark side, your ideas and goals, your fears and strengths. 2 brings into the action of integration and the unification to opposing energies. It is that balancing. So 2 brings the beginning of integration and creation. The 2 of Wands brings powerful energy and inspiration. The 2 of Cups brings true love and healing. The 2 of Swords brings personal power and personal truth. The 2 of Pentacles brings change and rebalancing. Together, they create a space for growth and expansion. Growth and expansion. Jupiter is about growth and expansion. The 2 of Pentacles, Saturn in Capricorn. So the 2 of Pentacles brings change and growth, creating an opportunity to bring balance between the inner beliefs and the outer reality into harmony. It also represents handling 2 or more situations one time successfully. The 2 of Pentacles, the gift of the 2 of Pentacles is the talent for rebalancing and integrating life's challenges and opportunities with grace and ease. The time of bringing Mother Earth back into that balance, bringing the divine masculine and divine feminine back into balance. The time of bringing this into balance. The image of 2 of Pentacles, the infinity symbol, breaks the barrier of the subconscious and conscious realms. The energies of the 2 realms meet, merge, and expand out of the other's portal. The 2 of Pentacles at either end of the infinity symbol represent the polarities that need constant balancing. The undulating middle ground symbolizes the ups and downs of emotions and intellect. The infinity symbol represents the cosmic ideas as above, so below, and the creative energies of opposites moving and achieving eternal balance. The center point represents the balance and the polarities. Bringing in that balance. If you look at 1212 and 1221, that is a balance. We have 2 and 1 is 3, 2 and 1 is 3. 2 and 1 is 3, 2 and 1 is 3. 3 is the trine. 3 and 3 is 6, 3 and 3 is 6, 6, 6, 12, 2 and 1 is 3. 3 and 3 is trine. but it's also that mirroring. If you look at 12:21 and 12:12, mirroring, when you write them out, they mirror each other. It is that balancing. When we go from the 12:12 portal into the 12:21 solstice, winter solstice, we're moving into that dark. We're moving into that going within, looking at within, and then looking at that balance. Going into this new earth, going into this path, it's that balance. The next one was the two of cups, the two of swords, and the two of wands. The two of cups is the heart. The two of cups is the love. So it is that love. So it is the divine love. The love that we flow when you're in your divine balance, when you're in that divine masculine feminine balance, when you're in that divine flow, you flow all of that out. You flow, you come into balance. It is that love, the love of your masculine and feminine within. As within, so without. So coming into balance with everything around you, coming into balance with family, relationships, coming into balance in this world brings balance into this world. Bringing balance, bringing forth that rainbow tribe. That rainbow tribe brings forth the balance. It breaks that cycle of what we keep repeating. That cycle of war, the cycle of destruction. The rainbow tribe is about peace, love, balance, and harmony. The rainbow tribe brings in that flow, balancing everything out, bringing in all things back into balance. Mother Nature, Mother Earth, humanity, bringing everyone back to balance into who they are. The astrological sign for the Two of Cups is the moon in Cancer. The Two of Cups is the energy of partnerships, emerges with fresh, new, and exciting feelings. That is the major arcana of the Two of Cups joins together and balance one's inner polarities of the masculine and feminine aspect. It also activates the physical magnetic force of attraction. And the key to the Two of Cups is to be open to love and the passion it offers. And the gift of this card is bliss. The Two of Cups represents the energies of the golden grails of love, the divine love. It is the fluidity of transforming into the moment of one, mixing energies of the starry realms of the borderless, and it is also the unison of celebrating the deep love of all, humanity, the deep love of all. The star above them is Venus, the planet of love, and the Cancer moon illuminates the couple in the light of the consciousness. We go to the Two of Swords, which is air. Venus is in Libra. The Two of Swords is a journey that you search for your true self and personal power. But it is the key of the Two of Swords is learning how to see and judge with the mind while listening to your heart wisdom. The gift of this card is knowing and speaking your truth from a place of balance and power. So you're learning how to see and judge with the mind, but you're listening with your heart wisdom. But it's about your heart, the wisdom of your heart. You know, when you're born, the first thing, when that light, that spark of light happens, you're born out of love. The first thing that develops is your heart. Your heart is the first thing that develops. Your heart is your true mind. Your heart is your true mind, and it is your soul. It is that spark of light. The Two of Swords, a woman meditates between the two worlds of conscious and subconscious, and the wind blows her hair, symbolizing the cycle of ever-changing life. The ravens fly on the horizon, bringing light to her heart chakra, and the turquoise color symbolizes her heart chakra opening. The double-edged sword of judgment and the magical unicorn sword of truth cross at her heart chakra, holding balance. The unicorn sword, soul self, brings peace, purity, and balance to the mind and heart. And the double-edged sword, intellect, brings clarity and balance to the soul and spirit. The handle of the two swords rise from the subconscious, piercing the realm of the consciousness, bringing vision. Both swords must be kept in balance to bring clear understanding of fair judgment. In life, everyone judges everyone. This is the time where, one, you stop judging yourself. When you stop judging yourself, stop putting so much on you, stop putting so much weight on your shoulders. Coming into balance within you, you heal. As you heal and you come into balance, everything else comes into balance. This world comes into balance. This next earth, as everyone heals, as everyone starts healing, as everyone starts to heal the past for this present, for the future, the next generations, the 7 generations, it is that healing, bringing into balance in your heart, knowing your truth, knowing your wisdom, knowing your heart, knowing your soul, flowing it with the air. Then we have the Two of Wands. And Two of Wands is the fire. Fire is that passion. Fire is what lights everything. Fire is the spark. Fire is of the sun. The sun represents fire. So Mars in Aries is the astrological sign of the Two of Wands. With the Two of Wands, the spirit and passion of fire gives one focus and determination to explore new potential. The power of creative energy at work ignites the imagination and visions for future endeavors, yet to be seen by the rest of the world. The challenge is to remain in balance, aligning the powerful flow of divine energy with your soul self. Through focus and balance, you can direct the fiery energy into manifestation. When you use this potent energy in a mindful and balanced way, you are empowered with confidence, personal power, and courage. You expand everything. You expand your path. The image of the Two of Wands, primal energy splits into oppositions as it enters into the world of creation. It bursts upward from its source. The star and the cosmic wheel of the zodiac encompasses all parts of one's spiritual self and the path of one's destiny. Each wand has the fire of the Kundalini moving through it, seeking an outlet. The mountains in the back symbolize the challenges and the heights that are in front of you, and the full sun symbolizes the creation coming into consciousness. The Two of Wands message is learning how to use and understand divine energy in the world of matter. We are in this world bringing all elements together. The 4 directions of the medicine wheel. We bring 4 directions together. We bring that medicine wheel together. We bring in earth, air, water, fire. But we also bring in the 7 directions. Air, earth, water, fire, Great Spirit, Mother Earth, Soul. Bringing in all of these messages. And when I brought in the message and I started looking at the cards, so bringing in the High Priestess, the Empress, the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Two of Wands. How many cards? I was just following what I was guided to follow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 was a sacred number. 7 is a sacred teaching. The 7 grandfather teachings. The grandfather teachings. Eagle is love. Buffalo is respect. The beaver is wisdom. Turtle is truth. Sabe is walking in honesty. The wolf is courage. or the wolf is humility, the bear is courage. And I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one. I have to look at it again. But I know there's the 7 grandfather teachings. And walking in that. Being connected with the spider. While I was going and following and doing these research and doing this messages, I looked to today. What today, December 27th message is from 365 Days of Walking the Red Road by Terry Jean. December 27th. First, you are to think always of God or Great Spirit, of Wonka Tonka. Second, you are to use all your powers to care for your people and especially for the poor. Black Moon, Hunkpapa Su. Black Moon, and we are coming to a new moon known as the Black Moon. These are not just something that is random. This is what our ancestors and Great Spirit, and when I looked at it, it was 11111. 11111 when I said that. Great Spirit and our ancestors. These are not coincidences. These are special messages from Great Spirit, from our ancestors, showing us that this path, this new path, this walking the red road. When I was also looking up the messages, I also was asked or brought forth the question, what Native American story would be about a star, about the star, about a star girl, or a star. And I was led to a story called Caddo, and the Calling of the Buffalo. And it was called Caddo, Star Girl. And she called the buffalo. Her brothers knew that if they swung her in the swing, and when they swing her, the buffalo would come. And when the buffalo came, then they were able to have enough, or to be able to kill enough buffalo for themselves for meals to survive. They only took what they needed. But the girl Caddo, when they swang her, then the buffalo would come. But along the way, a coyote came. And Coyote seen that they always had fresh meat all the time and that they could eat. And then he noticed that when they swang her in the swing, then the buffalo would come. The brothers told Coyote that he could stay here and be with them as long as he did not swing and call to their sister and swing her in the swing to call in buffalo. Because if she swang too high, she would be returned. She would go to the stars. And so one day the brothers, they were out and they left. And they went, and then when they came back, then she was gone. And what happened was Coyote called to the sister, and he started swinging her because he wanted to bring in the buffalo. But the buffalo weren't coming, so he started swinging her even higher. The higher he swung her, the buffalo did not come, and all of a sudden she was lost. She went up to the stars. The brothers came back and saw that she was gone and asked Coyote what happened, but Coyote lied and said he did not know what happened. Knowing that the Coyote lied, and knowing that she went to the stars, they forbidden him to come back. And I'm just trying to look it up, the story. It's called Caddo, and it's a story of the stars, the star legend, of calling in the girl who calls in the buffalo. The girl who calls in the buffalo. Tale of the girl who had power to call the buffalo. A girl who had power to call the buffalo lived with her 6 brothers. The brothers were stars, and every night they left the girl to travel through the sky. Every morning after they had returned from their nightly journey, they put the girl in a swing of a lariat rope that hung down from the sky and swung her through the air. As she swung through the air, the buffalo saw her and came. The boys killed all that they wanted, and then the rest of the herd went away. In this way, the girl called the buffalo for her brothers, and so they always had plenty to eat. One time, Coyote came to visit them, and finding that they always had meat, he decided to come and live with them. The brothers did not think much of Coyote, but they decided to let him stay. Every morning he watched the boys put their sister in the swing and swing her until the buffalo came. Before the brothers would let Coyote watch them swing her, they made him promise that he would never try to do the same while they were gone. Because if anyone else tried to swing the girl, he would swing her too hard, and she would swing to the sky and never return. Coyote promised, but one day while all of the brothers were gone, he called the girl to come and get into the swing. She refused, but he threatened her and made her obey him. She climbed into the swing, and Coyote pushed her. The buffalo did not come, and so he pushed her again and caused her to go higher and higher through the air until she disappeared. Coyote became frightened and called to her to come down, saying that if she did not come down, he would jump up and pull her down. The girl did not come, and he could not see her. When the brothers came home, they missed their sister and asked Coyote where she was. He said that he did not know, but that he thought that some monster had carried her away. The brothers knew that Coyote had lied, and that he had been the cause of her disappearance. They drove Coyote away, telling him that he and his children would always be hungry because he had disobeyed them. Then they held a council among themselves and decided to go to the sky and live there with their sister. So that is called Tale of the Girl Who Had the Power to Call the Buffalo. Power to call the buffalo. So, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Rainbow Tribe. White Buffalo Calf Woman, and that knowing of the connections and bringing in those stories, bringing in the connection and recreating out of the chaos, out of what was created, that cycle of war and chaos and destruction, and it is now about love. It is about that circle and going into that soaring in the kettle, soaring on that spiral, higher, soaring higher, going higher, seeing things from a higher perspective. Following the red road, following the path. So from my Native Spirit cards by Denise Lynn. Sorry, the book Walking 365 Days is by Walking 365 Days Walking the Red Road by Terry Jean. And so so we have White Buffalo. White Buffalo just come out. White Buffalo. White Buffalo is, well, we know what White Buffalo is. It's that White Buffalo Calf Woman. White Buffalo. Abundance and security are flowing into your life. All things are possible. Balance and harmony prevail. You may be called upon to stand up for others, but you can do this because you have the support of many beings in the spirit realm. In Native American traditions, there are prophecies about the coming of the white buffalo, especially among the Lakota, Dakota, and Dakota, or the Sioux. There's a legend that White Buffalo Calf Woman, a mystical being, came to the people a very long time ago when they were out of balance. She gifted the people with a sacred bundle containing the White Buffalo Calf pipe to help restore the balance. Upon leaving, the White Buffalo Calf Woman prophesies that she will return at the end of an age and that she will appear as a white buffalo calf. In recent times, white buffalo calves have been born, leading many to believe that this is the beginning of a new time. When this card chooses you, it's an honor, for it speaks of a time of miracles and balance in all things. You are a channel for the greater forces in the universe. With their help, all is possible, but without it, things can be a struggle. Surrender to the support from Great Spirit, and you do not have to do everything alone. This is the time to come together, the time of unity, the time for the balance and the peace, the time of the Rainbow Tribe warriors. And I have brought this message through many times, but with this winter solstice, with looking at the new moons, coming into this new year of 2025, it is that time. Today is a 2-day. Today is that balance and harmony, as above, so below, as within, so without. Today is that message, flying and soaring in the kettle with the eagles, flying and soaring with that higher perspective, and knowing our path of walking the red road, walking that red road path, white buffalo, and the trees. The trees are our ancestors, the trees, the standing ones, all nations, all nature, Mother Nature, all four-legged, two-legged, winged ones, swimmers, crawlers, everything. The Rock Nation, the Rock people, the Rock Nation, everything sacred is part of everything. In the Rock Nation, we have our ancestors who carved into the rocks stories, petroglyphs, symbols. Those are those major understanding of our stories, symbols, petroglyphs, the moving of that story. White buffalo calf woman. The time of balance, the time. We're in this time, this next year that's coming up. We have major shifts happening again. Major planets going into making major moves. Planets that are slow moving planets. Not the ones that are always like Mars going into retrograde. Or Mercury going into retrograde. Mars is in retrograde. Mercury going into retrograde. That happens 4 times a year. These are significant planetary actions that happen in long periods of time. And we are here now. This is the time. So this is a major long message, a major long video. The longest video I've probably done ever. Usually I've done very short videos. But this message is very important. And this message is about coming together in unity. What our path is. We all each are here on an individual path. We each individually have a path that we walk to do healing for ourselves, to do healing for ourself, for our past, present, and future. But we also come together with our soul tribes, our spirit family, with other people that we come in contact with, that is to bring forth the healing. But we all walk together as one. We are individual, but then we come and we walk together with our soul family, our soul tribe, our soul community, our rainbow tribe warriors that come together to bring the healing, to bring that forth, that love, and to bring forth the message, the important message that comes forth. So with all of that messages, and hopefully it all comes together and makes sense. This is a timeless message. A lot of my messages that I've done in the past, and I go back and I look at them, make sense because when I look at them from this higher perspective or from different perspective in the spiral, and I look back and I see it today, I understand because I've healed so much. But then it also is a message for today to understand what is to come, what is to look at, what is to look at in all levels, all dimensions, because time is no time in the universe. So, knowing and understanding that also. But we have a certain amount of time here. This whole body has a certain amount of time. So we have to make sure we understand that even though time is a man-made thing with a clock and a calendar, but it is also derived from the sun and the moon and the stars. For the sun rises and sets, the moons rise and set. The planets go through that different cycle. It takes a little longer for some than others. But we have to realize that this is the moment. I don't want to say time. This is the moment for all of this to continue to flow and to come together with that rainbow tribe, the rainbow warriors, the dance, our dances and ceremonies, rising with the sun, rising with the moon, understanding grandmother sun, understanding grandmother moon, bringing in those ceremonies, listening to the stories, following your heart and soul, following your heart and soul. That is the main message too, is following your heart and soul. This is a very, very, very long video, but it is something that is a message that is very important. Very important. So, with all of that, I am so thankful and grateful for every one of you. Thankful and grateful for this journey. Thankful and grateful for Great Spirit, the ancestors, the passed on loved ones, the spirit animals that come in, the spirit animals listening to Mother Nature, living and going into the woods, going to the trees, understanding the trees, listening to the trees, talking to the trees, following your heart, following your soul, following and listening to the flyers, the winged ones, following and listening to the swimmers, the crawlers, the spiders, flowing with the water, flowing in your heart, slowing down, going within, understanding. That is a big part. And I could have rushed into all of the hype of, we got this, we got this, we have this, we have this, we have this. But the message needed to come as I slowed down and looked at it all and then brought it together and bring it forth. And there's more coming. There's even more coming. But this is the message for today. For this message, for more healing, for more alignment, for more understanding. So with that, I leave you with this beautiful message. It was 1:27:27. So when I looked at the clock, so again, 27:27. Today is December 27th. 1:27:27. 7 and 2 is 9. So 9 and 9 is 18. 8 and 1 is 9. 9 and 1 is 10. 10 breaks to a 1, which is 1 is new beginnings. This is a new beginning for all of us in this path of creation. This is a new book. This is a new story. This is a new time to break. This is our chance to break out of the war, the greed, the bloodshed. This is our time. This is our moment. This is our moment to break out of that. Our moment to break out of that cycle of greed, war, destruction. This is our moment to rise and to shine. This is our moment to come together. We're walking our path, but we come together in a line and form that circle, the circle of love, the circle of shining, the circle of unity, the circle of humanity, the circle of peace, the circle of one tribe coming together, all tribes coming together as one tribe unity. We are all separate in identity, but we are all forming a tribe of love, of unity, of peace. 129:18, 129:19, 129:20. Numbers are flying by. So anyways, long video, major message, but peace and love to all of you. If you've survived through this whole long video, I am so thankful and grateful for that. and thankful and grateful for this message and opportunity to bring this forth to you. Thankful and grateful for my ancestors, my past and loved ones, the Great Spirit Creator. Thankful and grateful for the love that is all around, the love that flows, the love that comes, the love that we surround ourselves with, the love that comes through all things, love that comes through all nations, through all worlds. And love is what we speak. Speak with love. Speak from the heart. Love all of you. Miigwech for this path, Miigwech for this road, red road, walking the red road, walking in our heart and soul.